questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying, keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Big up everyone, hope you're doing well. This is the match preview for the game against Leeds this Sunday. And it will be a massive understatement if I say this wasn't a massive game for both clubs. And such. JC, my brother, how are you doing?
Yeah, man, all good. Just getting through the week. I think that's the phrase of this week for me. Just get through it, because it is what it is. Everyone knows how work goes. It's one of the ones where you want to send that fire email, but you know you can't.
Yeah, no, it gets mad long. And even some of the stuff that we're having to deal with at our schools is crazy. But you're not here to hear us rant about schools and stuff.
Talking about Palace.
Talking Palace. And we got a massive game this Sunday. A massive game. We're at the start of a 5-game run.
Yeah.
Of games that you should say.
I wouldn't say win. I'd say we should be picking up points.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to get 5 wins out of 5, it won't be like, oh my gosh,
we'd be safe.
You know. So yeah, it's literally we have to win. We have to win now. As everyone's probably aware, we have some injury crisis. We have a mad injury crisis. And you know what's mad? It's just our defense. Just our defense. And we're likely to shape up, because obviously PV will probably have his presser tomorrow at the time of recording, obviously. And I'm hoping he says Anderson's back.
He should be back. It's not a clarified injury. He only missed Chelsea, from what I hear, as a precaution, because apparently he rolled his ankle while playing for Denmark. So it's not a fully fledged injury, but he still could be given out as a precaution, because still, even after this game, the next 4 games, we're going to need him desperately.
Yeah. You know, and to obviously think about the fact that our potential back 4 could line up as Ward, Tompkins, Gay, and Mitchell. It's obviously not the strongest, but then I guess Leeds prefer to play on the counter-attack. So if we can nullify that and play I know we're the home side and we should take it to them, but maybe we might need to play on the break, because we're going to have that security in the middle of the park as well.
Yeah, I would say the opposite, because if we look at what we analysed on the on our tactics review that we did yesterday, Leeds on average have 57% possession over the season, so they actually like to dominate the ball and they like to dominate the pitch. So if anything, they're not going to be playing counter-attack, they're going to be playing build-up, because they play in a 4-2-3-1 formation, and they like to build up the ball very slowly with nice little passes and then put a through ball in. They don't hit long, they never hit long, and they don't put balls into the box. They pass it round and they make a good chance and then they shoot from it. I think what Dan said is they got the average highest XG per shot that they take, which means that every shot they take is a very good chance to score. So with how our team is going to line up in what you predicted, that's the right side of our defence. The Ward and the Tompkins part is very slow and very aged. But it's funny because Leeds' best part of their attack, and 70% of all their attacks go down their left side, which is our right side, which is, listen, it's so Palace to have this specific issue and for Leeds to have that specific strength. I just think it's going to be a recipe for disaster. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. We never keep a clean sheet. And I reckon that our front players are going to have to do most of the work for us, because I feel like it's going to be a thing where we're going to have to outscore them, because there's no way we're holding out with a 1-0 win. No way.
Yeah, like it kind of just makes us think, all right, who do we actually play in front of that back four? Because obviously the back five, I'm assuming, will remain the same. I mean, VG's kicking.
It was a bit questionable last week.
It was, and like I don't know if PV will make that decision to then change the goalkeeper for a game like this just yet. But I guess the biggest question will be, where's Ayu going to be playing? Because I expect him to start based on his defensive output. And to be fair, he's been playing well. He's been playing well. And but where is he going to play? I'm hoping. Actually, I want to see him in the middle of the park. If it's not Schlupp, then I want to see him in it, because we're going to need legs. Like I know, like Tyler Adams is like very technically very good and stuff, and we've got to kind of just shut down that supply line. Who's the other player they have? Is it Mark Rocker? Who's all right, but I think when we have the ball, we have to be so decisive. We have to be like just on them.
I think the key word for this match, in our point of view, is being as clinical as possible.
No, absolutely, because Leeds, as much as they, how can I describe them? 1 second.
I think. Well, I'll describe them quick. I think you can describe them as very good ball playing. They are very good defensively, and they've got, I guess, the same output in offense as well. They're not known to sit off you. If they think you're there for the taking, they'll come in and take that chance. They will roll you over if you give them the chance. And I think we can't be too negative. Historically, in this season alone, we've dropped off late in the game, and I don't think we can afford to do that against these guys, because they've got very pacey forwards and not a very fast defense this game week.
Yeah, apologies. Daddy duties had to be attended to. But yeah, I was saying, like, they're kind of like a basketball team, in a sense. It's like it's just back and forth with them. I feel like where they can score 4 but concede 7 and such. They are quite open defensively, but they are willing to take that risk.
Yeah, they commit. Forward. They are very committed when going forwards. They'll very happily overload our box and take the hit if we break. So they'll happily push the fullback up into the wing position so that actual winger can come inside. So then instead of it being a 4-on-4, it's a 5-on-4, and they're overloading us. However, it does mean if we break, it will be 3-on-4 in our favour in that way. So swings and roundabouts with how it's going to play out, really.
100%. And I mean, if they are brave enough to come to Sellers Park and do that, then we need to be brave enough and stand firm in order to then allow us to get those advantages going forward. You look at the game at Sellers Park last season, I don't think they caused much of a threat. They were just very more of like, they're going to break us down, like break up us, how we played and stuff. You saw like the tackle of Dan James on Wardy, which easily could have been a red, so they've got back to them. It's going to be a feisty game. It's going to be a feisty game, and I feel if we can control the middle of the park, I think we've got this. It'll be narrow win, in my personal opinion, but I think.
Yeah. Well, in a very roundabout way, we sort of have some sort of idea on how they play, because we played them in pre-season in Australia, and we got a nice little 1-1 draw against them. And to be fair to us, we only had our kids team out. We didn't have many first teamers out there. And to get a 1-1 draw, obviously I'm not a Leeds fan, so I'm not paying much attention to their team. So they might have had a lot of their youth team playing as well. But I'll go under the assumption that they didn't. But I think showing that we could break them down with our youth team players, then what does that say that we could do with our first team? I'm not saying that pre-season's anything to go by, but it's still more experience against this specific team, and our scouts, which definitely do their due diligence when we're playing new teams, they'll definitely look back on all the clips that we've played against them specifically to see where we can exploit and how we can play better.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's pick our 11s, who we'd want to start. And I've got an absolute curveball, by the way. I've got an absolute curveball. So
if
for
I
me,
hear gyro, yeah, I'm
don't worry.
sin binning you.
Don't worry, it's not gyro. But you'll hear it. You'll hear it. So obviously, I'll go VG and go. If he has another kicking calamity, then I'll say, listen, Johnson, are you ready? You know what I mean? Because obviously Johnston's still good with the shot stopping, but he's better with his feet.
Well, yeah, we've heard from when Johnstone signed from Steve Bruce saying he's not going there to be the number 2. He's going there to be the number 1. So him and VG are definitely butting heads on who's getting that starting position. So put it this way, if VG keeps dropping clangers and can't kick properly, then you know what's happening. His spot is gone.
100%. Then I would go for the back four that we're expecting anyway, because let's assume Anderson's not fit.
Okay.
Of Ward, Tompkins, Gay, and Mitchell. Now, my midfield 3 will revert back to Decore, Schlupp, and Eze. And here's my curveball. Alicia on the right, Ayu on the left, Wilf up top.
Okay.
And that's no slander to Edward, because he played well last game, but I was just thinking the type of game it is. We need like the ball moved quick.
I think, in my very humble opinion, that's a terrible idea. But I think that it will work if you swap 2 players, though.
Go on, which two?
Eze and Ayu.
So Eze goes into to the left. Okay. Fair enough.
I think that will work much better, because I think we all know Eze isn't as good as defending as Ayu. And I believe that if we leave Eze, Zaha, and Elise up top, they'll have much more freedom than if Eze is trying to defend as well. Because we know Ayu is brilliant. He runs his socks off all game, and he's much better in the tackle, which is why I think that he'll probably be better suited for this game in the midfield in your predicted formation.
I hear that. I was thinking also obviously tracking fullbacks.
Yeah.
So.
But if I use in midfield, he would be doing that as well as sort of zonal mark in the middle of the field. And if you've got Eze and Zaha playing on the left, then Elise can cut in and sort of move into our up top position, because you know Eze and Zaha's link up is mad.
Yeah,
and the same thing if Zaha goes over to Elise.
Yeah.
Eze will go up top, and it will sort of be like a sort of switching formation, sort of similar to when we played against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge when Benteke was injured, and Townsend and Zaha played up top together, which we thought, what the hell are we doing? But it worked. It was just a very confusing thing for those guys to defend against, and I feel like that would do the same thing. But my starting 11 will probably be VG. I think I agree with you. If he has another clanger, can't kick properly, shanks everything, he's going to be out. I'd go Mitchell, Gay. I would go Anderson, but we'll go Tompkins just in case. And Wardy. I'm definitely going Decore, Hughes, and Eze in the midfield. Then I'm going Zaha on the left, Elise on the right, and I think Mateta through the middle. Because I think that Mateta has got the physical strength over Leeds' centre backs.
Okay.
Because they are very ball playing and they're not very physical, in my opinion.
So are you dropped?
Yeah. It is harsh.
Yeah.
It is extremely harsh because he has been probably our best player the last couple games. But I think that the quality will show through, and also bringing on Ayu late in the game is just a pain for the opposition. You can't get the ball off of him. He's strong and he can tackle and he'll track the runner because Elise hardly ever makes it through a full 90. So I think that that is a perfect swap, in my opinion. And
Two different sides?
And Hughes brings a lot more steel into that midfield as well.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. I think let's talk about Hughes in a minute. But before we do, yeah, Pete, sorry. Nerves is making a load of noise. Drop in your 11 in the comment section. Put who you would start for the game against Leeds, and if you want to add why as well. And such. Obviously, me and JC's had two contrasting sides and such. So,
well, we could put a poll out and say who's 11 that the comments prefer. See what happens.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to work that out. That's 100%. Will Hughes. He's not seeing much football, is he?
Nah.
What do you think's going on with him?
I reckon. I don't know. I reckon it's probably a bit of ring rust, in the sense of he hasn't actually played that many minutes on the football pitch. Like, he's training. He must be fit when training, but you only get match fit by playing matches, and I think that it's just a bit unfortunate for him that he's not playing loads of matches right now, which is the only reason why I feel like he's got this sort of ring rust, as they say in boxing, but I'm not really sure what I'd say in football terms. But I think he's got to play, and the more he plays, the better he'll get, because he'll be more used to playing regular football again, like he was at Watford when he was balling out. And also, he's a natural midfielder, and he's a lefty, so you got that different dimension with him being a left footer, and he's a natural midfielder. Even like Schlupp isn't a natural midfielder. Ayu isn't a natural midfielder, so that role will be a lot more comfortable for him, so he can focus less on his positioning and more about playing the ball out. Whereas maybe Ayu or even still Eze at this point is still probably thinking, he's still thinking in his head, I need to do this to be a proper midfielder. Whereas it's been ingrained into Hughes for most of his playing career, and he's a more seasoned professional as well. He's older than ever. He's probably one of the oldest in that starting 11, and his experience should shine through, in my opinion.
Just playing devil's advocate real quick. Is Leeds the game to bring him into, though?
It's a tough one, because you can say the same thing for Schlupp. Is it the right game to bring Schlupp into? But I think football is very sink or swim, isn't it? You don't take your chance, someone else is going to. And put it this way, if Hughes don't take his chance, Schlupp will get a chance. If Schlupp then doesn't take his chance, then he's going to look at Gyro. If Gyro doesn't take his chance, then he's going to start looking around and saying, oh, maybe Ayu could switch and play. So it's just a thing of sink or swim. If you don't take your chance, then it's your fault, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it'd be very interesting. Obviously, there's going to be the usual Twitter meltdown, no matter who's.
Oh yeah, if we lose this match, Twitter's going to hell.
Yeah, it's going mad.
There's no point logging in at all.
Like,
and I
literally.
can guarantee that people are going to be cussing the board, calling for Parish and Texter, saying that we had a terrible window.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we had an amazing window, we probably should have strengthened a little bit more than we did, but we have to take what we got and work with it.
You'll get the odd few that will blame Vieira as well and say Vieira out.
Oh, it goes without saying. It's Palace. I saw I can't remember who tweeted it, but they said they said they should make a, you know, that Netflix documentary. What's the one that they did with Arsenal and Southampton and Man City? What's it called?
All or nothing.
Yeah, they said they should do it all or nothing, but just for Palace Twitter. Just after every match, see the meltdown. Even if we win, it's just a meltdown no matter what. Edouard was crap. Even though he scored twice, he's so crap. He only scored after 23 seconds, but he's not worth 20 million. Mate, it's Palace Twitter. Nothing runs, but everything runs. It just don't make no sense.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what we'll do? Let's talk about the predictions.
Let's talk about the Leeds fans' predicted 11.
Should that first before the prediction league? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Let's do that then. Cool. So thank you, Charlie from Chatting Leeds, for sending this through to us. And also, please look out for our viewpoint on the Leeds game on Chatting Leeds. I believe it's called Chatting Leeds YouTube channel stuff. But we'll post a link when that comes out as well and such. But here's this combined 11. Now, obviously, as you know, the stipulation is to have at least, and I say at least, it doesn't have to be just 3, at least 3 Palace players. So let me run this through. He's got Melia in goal, Christensen, Koch, Gay, and Strick. That's the back 4. Adams, Rocker, and Aronson are the midfield 3, with Elise, Saha, and Bamford up top. Me and JC were speaking beforehand, and we were already like, what?
We're live now, so I can't say that.
Well, you can nicely
Okay.
put your viewpoints across.
I'm going to assume that they knew that Anderson was injured, which is why he's not in there either instead of Gay or in front of Kosh. I think Melier is a fair shout because both him and Gaeta have clangers, but I think if you're going about who's the better goalkeeper overall, there's probably an argument, if you're a Leeds fan, obviously you've got the Leeds bias, that you'll pick him. I think Struck, 100%. He's been brilliant. I think we can't chat about the right back because Klein is injured and we are playing Ward there. So they've taken that right back. However, that midfield, in my opinion, I believe it's criminal to not put Doucouré in there. Just because of how brilliant he is and how calm he is. And in my opinion, the last game, to me, it felt like he was the only person in our midfield and he still didn't make it seem like we got that badly overrun in midfield. Bear in mind, he was probably our only midfielder. So I'd probably say that's probably one of them. We haven't got another very good midfielder, so you could probably give it up to Rocker and I can't remember the other one. Aronson, in my opinion, I don't know much about him, but what I do know is he's currently taking Eze's position. As I said, I don't know much about Aronson, but from what we know of Eze, how he can dribble from deep, he can pass, he's got pace, he's surprisingly quick, even though he doesn't look it, and he's got a shot on him. He can take free kicks and do all sorts, and he has got a knack of scoring free kicks against Leeds. If you know, you know. Zaha, standard. I think Elise, probably standard as well. I think it'll probably be a toss-up between him and Sinistera. I wouldn't be too upset if the Leeds fan did pick Sinistera instead of him, because he's been amazing this season. However, he did get that red card. But the guy up top is where I have the biggest issue. And I have the biggest issue because he's got the wrong Leeds player. Rodrigo needs to be that striker. Patrick Bamford as a striker in your predicted 11 as a Leeds fan is criminal. How many goals has Rodrigo got? He's got like 5 goals already this season, 4 goals already this season. How many has Bamford got? And you're trying to put him ahead of him. And I know Rodrigo's now fit again. Please explain.
Yeah, you know, I'll second that. I think easily 3 more players, Palace players, could be in this team. Eze, Decore, and no, Eze, sorry, just the 2. 3, and Anderson. If
he's fit.
If he's fit. Obviously, we base this if they're not fit and stuff. I do agree. Rodrigo should be in the team in some way, shape, or form. You know, so that's a massive surprise. I know Bamford. I believe he's been injured, so he's obviously not had many minutes and stuff. We know what he can do, but Rodrigo's on fire in a minute for Leeds, and yeah, it's a shame that he's back fit because it is a problem.
Yeah, but I do think if he's thinking into it that deeply, that because Bamford got extremely hard done by with his offside goal last time, I think that he's definitely scoring in this match just because of that. I'm not sure if this Leeds fan took that into consideration, but I think if I was them, I'd definitely start Bamford, even though I think Rodrigo's the better striker, because you know Bamford's going to score against his previous club, because we all thought he's crap, and I think we still think he is. So he'll definitely score and shut us up.
We like former players scoring against us.
Yeah, we need that advert. Where's Nate? Send me the voice recording, bro. We need to make the advert. Come play charity professional football club.
But yeah, oh man. But yeah, there's an interesting 11. Big up to Charlie as well. He's also sent in his predictions for the predictions league, obviously representing the guests. But with that in mind, let's actually have a look at last week's results. Now, I'll tell you what, Nate did a madness. And I was even saying before like the weekend ended, I was like, if I manage to stay top, I'll be shocked. So let's see where we're at. So here's last week's results. Oh, I got 2.
I got 2 as well. And so did Dan.
It's bad. And the scores from everyone else, like 7 and 8 is a very good week.
But 13.
3 accurate scores. That's mad. That's crazy. And to think that he's actually got 7 of the 10 results correct as well is incredible. Now, Nate was like adrift. Here's where we stand now. He's gone second.
Mate, if Dan didn't mess up his week, I'd be bottom again.
It's so close. And last week shows it, because obviously if I get another 2-point week, I can end up 3rd or 4th. You know what I mean? It's so close. And we're only on game week 10. Like, this is going until the end of the season.
I know I've got to do it. If I just copy Dan, then he can never overtake me.
Don't be a cheat.
Mate, I don't have to do the forfeit.
No, for real. That's a shot. Don't cheat though.
Oh, no, I won't. I'll change one. I'll copy, but I won't make it bait.
So when you're looking at the overall league table, I still sit top. Nate has climbed to 2nd. Vibes is 3rd. Guests are 4th. You know, to be fair, you're still in the top 6. You know,
Europa League.
You're ahead of Nicky by way of alphabetical order.
Yeah, boy.
And so yeah, no, it's intense. You know, it is intense. And obviously, here's the bottom of the league. Apart from D Taylor CPFC, I think everyone else has completely forgotten that it happens. You know, so yeah, I might even just remove them.
No, it fleshes out the table a bit more. It's fine.
No, fair enough.
Where's Louis though? I know he's catching up. He keeps telling me he's catching up. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
doing decent. He's doing decent.
Fair
Louis is
enough.
doing decent. Big up to Louis. And here is the guest league table. OTC has gone joint top with Cecil. Grizz.
It's not looking good, bruv.
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Boy. Dan, can you hear
Hello.
us? How
Yeah.
you doing? So let me just pull this back up. Look out. Look at it. It's tight now.
Better
Oh,
late
it's
than
not.
never, which reminds me, I need to not forget to do my predictions as well.
This is it. This is it. Hold on a sec. Has it gone? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Look at the table.
I literally go from being like second to last.
Yeah. And to be fair, that's because Nate did a mazza.
Yeah, to be fair, Nate, what did he get in the end? Was it 12? Was it 12 points?
13 points.
Woo! Woo!
That's mad.
That's got to be a record for one round.
I think
That's
so,
got to
yeah.
be.
I think it's actually the current record, so it's crazy. It's crazy.
Fair play.
To be fair, obviously, you did say better late than never because we were very close to wrapping up. But I know obviously you shared the tactical insight yesterday, but what are your actual thoughts on the game?
I think it's going to be tight. For me, I haven't decided yet whether I think it's going to be 2-1. My heart says 2-1 Palace, but my head's kind of veering towards a draw. Looking at who we've got injured. I mean, I know Leeds have got injuries as well, but looking at who we've got injured, I think it's going to be tough. Like, they're a very attacking team. I'm just hoping that we go about counter-attacking them or like closing them down in the right way. That's going to cause them problems. But yeah, it's going to be tight, I think.
Who would your starting 11 be?
Well, so I'll go. Well, I'll go. See, I would go Johnson in goal, just because I think Guaita has been good, but his kicking, I think, is just. I think that's going to be quite important against Leeds, especially if Joachim Anderson's not around. I think we're going to need someone who's better with their feet. Left back, obviously Mitchell, then Gay. Defense, I would like Anderson in, but if he's injured, I think the only real thing you can do is stick Tompkins and then Ward right back, because obviously Klein's not around. I mean, unless like he does something crazy and goes for Ward centre back and then like Hayden Rodney like right back or something. Midfield, I'll go Decore in the middle. I'll probably go. See, I'm a big fan of Hughes, so I'd like to see Hughes playing, Hughes and Decore. I do think I don't know if Elise will really be providing enough cover in midfield to play him in midfield again, because that left hand side of Leeds is going to be quite tricky, and I think Elise would need to provide more than what I think he would do. An outside shout would be maybe playing Jordan Ayew in midfield, because I know he has played there and he has done well, and I think his work ethic and his strength, like JC was saying yesterday, I think would do well in that midfield. Then to complete that would be Eze. Then up front, I would have Wilf, Edward, and Elise.
We've all kind of got similar-ish sort of size, with like maybe the odd player here or there.
Yeah.
That's different and such. And I've never been more nervous than for this game, just because of how important it is. You know?
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's it. Like, the thing is, if we win the game, like, this is the first of us. Well, I guess Villa was, but of all the games we've had, this is the first of the run of like the quote unquote easier games.
Yeah.
Even though there are no easy games in the Premier League. And I think I think if we do lose, then people will be asking a lot of questions. We might end up in the relegation zone. people will kind of be like, well, if Leeds are beat, well, Leeds did beat us last year as well, to be fair, but you know, people will be asking questions. But then if we win, then we're in mid-table, and we can say, well, we've put our hard run of games behind us. Now we can kick on against teams that is on a more level playing field.
Absolutely. I think it's just a shame that we've picked up the injuries we have done now that we're going into a run of games that we are more favourable and stuff.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to be hit with a new manager bounce again. Wolves have sacked their manager. Hassan Hutu apparently is on his way out.
Really?
Apparently so. There's rumours circulating.
He'll get beat 9-0 and then he'll save his job again.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, he's been beaten 9-0 twice and he hasn't lost his job. So like that shocks me. I'm not gonna lie.
Put it this way: Scott Parker got beat once 9-0 by Liverpool and then got sacked.
Yeah. It's this new manager bounce thing. Why always us?
It's a joke at this point. It really is. But yeah, I'm seeing some stupidness. I'm just scrolling through Twitter on my phone down here. Mate, some people are already talking about Vieira getting sacked, Southgate coming in. I'm thinking, oh gosh, no.
That's people winding them up. They got
I know.
I know,
but I'm just. I had to close it. I'm not. I feel. I can't do that, man.
No, I might have to start blocking people. This is getting out of hand.
I might have.
Honestly.
I know how Dan's got many blocked words on Twitter. I think Southgate has to be one of mine.
Mate, I've got so many muted words on Twitter now, like dating back from when I started using it. Like, it's just I've got so many. I just try to keep it football, only football. That's it. And even then, you get things like Southgate, Jamie O'Hara, Joey Barton. Do you know what I mean? Like, all these.
You know one you need to add. You need to add Richard Keys. Get that guy gone.
I don't normally use his words to describe people, but he's ranted, mate.
Oh, that's a good word.
That is. Yeah, well, that's the Leeds preview for you guys. Obviously, we'll have our predictions up for you in the predictions league. So please don't forget to drop yours on the Discord. Don't forget, you're always welcome to join the FPL league. I think amongst us, JC's slightly ahead of me. I think that's 8 points or so.
I was 11th a couple days ago in the whole thing, but I've got no idea where I am now, though.
Fair enough. We have a quick little glance. And so, I had a decent week. It's all because of Okay, so I'm 26th.
Yeah, I've got no clue. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're 20th.
Okay.
You're 20th with 507. I'm 26 with 498.
I think I'm about mid-table, but I'm not gonna lie. Haaland's been saving me. I keep forgetting to do it, but thankfully, where I forgot to do it, Haaland's still captain, so like he's still been doing it.
However, what I have noticed, which is what my dad always tells me, him and Nate are currently fighting it out for 75th place.
Is that out of 75?
I think it's out of like 82, so they're not far off the bottom.
So there's a possibility that Nate could be bottom of the FPL.
But top of the predictions.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, so Nate is 68th right now.
That's crazy. Well,
yeah.
84.
84 is as many people we've got in here now.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, but people, we'll leave it there. What can we say?
Up the Palace.
Palace, big game.
You go.
Come on, let's go.